Hi, this is Cece with Cece Rose Tarot. Welcome, Scorpio, to my channel. This is for my Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Risings, and Venuses. Welcome to my channel, y'all. And this is for my current Scorpios that subscribe. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the feedback y'all give me. I appreciate it. For real, my channel is just growing slowly, and I really appreciate everybody that takes the time out to watch me and, you know, how I share my practices with everybody else around the world. I'm focused on shuffling, y'all. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm trying to shuffle and talk at the same time. If you're, again, new to my channel, please subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. I'm taking personal readings at the moment. You can visit goddessrosetarot.com. Please visit goddessrosetarot.com if you're interested in personal readings. Scorpio, so it's May 2020's reading, and we're in the end of April, and you know, the world has been shut down in pandemic and, you know, crazy shit going on. So overall, let me just see what the cards are telling us, okay? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on this light. And y'all gotta remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, okay? That's it. I'm starting off with the General Tarot deck, okay? This is Miss Cleo's deck, the Egyptian Tarot deck. Alright. Gonna see what the cards are telling me. Cutting the deck right now. And I do pull bottom of the deck cards, starting off my readings to interpret the overall energy of the reading. Okay? So the bottom of the deck, it looks like we have for you is Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, Scorpio. What y'all got going on? Seven of Swords. When you see Seven of Swords, sometimes they are tired, but they're moving on. Okay, this is a mental thing. You know, it generally deals with that mental aspect of the zodiac, which is, you know, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But mentally exhausted, but at the same time, I have to move on. I have to pick up the pieces and move on. So a lot of y'all have probably recently experienced something that caused you to be mentally exhausted, or just, you know, where you just are trying to gather your thoughts and gather all your feelings and move on from a certain situation or something that might have happened. You might experience a recent job loss, or you might have somebody around you experience a job loss or furloughed, or just business, you know, not doing so well. If you're an entrepreneur, you probably was affected by that. Maybe you're just affected by the overall energy of this pandemic shit anyway. Or it could be people's energy around you. You can definitely be in a situation where you feel mentally exhausted at times, and you're just ready to just move on and focus on the future. Okay? A lot of y'all realize that things fuck with y'all a little more than everybody else. Okay? And that's what that is, Seven of Swords, you know. It means, you know, I'm in my thoughts. I'm trying to contemplate what to do, you know, but at the same time, I have to move on. Okay? Let's see what the next card is telling me. Knight of Staffs. Okay, I got the Knight of Staffs, which is, you know, fire energy. Y'all, you see how he's looking forward? Y'all are focused on the future, or just focus on really transitioning your present moment. Okay, you see he's staring off to his land or his destination. He's kind of picking up the pieces and moving on. Some of y'all probably recently just moved into a new property or wanting a new property. Some of y'all probably just moved away from something or moving towards something. You see he's on the water. Some of y'all are really considering this too. Considering making a transition in your career, considering making a transition in your life, period. This could be relationships too. If you're a single person out there and you've been dealing with relationships and dating, whatever that aspect may be in your life, you might have been mentally exhausted from that, you know, dating and just mind games and just dealing with bullshit. So a lot of you are just focused on setting a clear-cut plan to manifest your passions, your dreams, and everything that you want. But you're focused on creating this particular lifestyle for yourselves, or somebody around you is. And that involves the, you know, strategic planning, creating a blueprint, having a plan A, B, C, and actually just looking forward to the future and just leaving behind, you know, whatever else, you know, you're really just, that's what it looks like right now. I'm just keep pulling. Yeah. Oh, we got those swords again, y'all. Page of Swords. Okay, Page of Swords. This is a short-term commitment that some of y'all Scorpios will be making. I don't know why, but I just feel like y'all are cutting something or wanting to cut something out. Um, and it requires you to really focus on your passions and dreams. Knight of Staffs energy, like, you know what, I'm just going to work on this. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, or I'm going to work on my art, or I'm going to work on my website, or I'm going to work on, you know. So you got the Knight of Staffs energy, but at the same time you got the Page of Swords energy. You know, Page comes in sometimes with messages, but it also, you know, when I see swords in a reading, it tells me that, you know, I'm willing to be disciplined and cut off shit and cut off things that don't serve me. Okay, so some of y'all probably will be cutting off things, or you might have had recent things cut off from you. It could be vice versa. But it's a short term energy. Like, you know what? I need to really focus on my future, and I need to cut off shit. You know, that's what it's looking like. Cut it off. Cut it off. What did that mean? Yeah, I got another sword, y'all. Damn, y'all not playing no games. King of Swords. I'm gonna have to shuffle from an additional deck and get a message behind this. King of Swords generally is air energy again, you know, the Libra, the Aquarius, Gemini energy. But to see swords over and over, some of y'all might be dealing with a no contact situation, or going no contact, gray rock on something or someone. Or just a situation where you just want to move on and cut it out and really just have mastery over it, mastery of your mind, mastery of your intellect. Whatever situation it is with the King of Swords, you've made up your mind. The decision is made and you have actually control over it. You have a lot of control over this situation. Some of you might be dealing with Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Okay, and y'all might have had some troubles and might have had some, you know, bump some heads, but at the same time, having this King of Swords energy just definitely could be you, whether you're male or female. You're just disciplining yourself. You're disciplining yourself for something, but you are using a sword, and everybody got to go, like Martin when he kicked everybody out of his apartment. He was like, I don't know where you gotta go, but you gotta get the step. And remember, so Scorpio, that's what I'm seeing in his reading. Like, everybody gotta go. I'm cutting out shit. Like, I'm not even playing no games. Why are you cutting out things? Why do you feel this way where you gotta cut off everybody? Maybe people been getting on your nerves. People been getting on your nerves during this quarantine, Scorpio. I'm gonna let that sit right there, that King of Swords. Let y'all see how he sits up there like, I'm cool on everybody. Okay? I'm cool on all that BS. So, Scorpio, let me get more details. But I believe that it's a disciplinary energy, you know. And whatever you have your sights set on, your goals set on, you know you have to enact discipline, and you're really good at doing that. Okay? And you're enacting discipline for the benefit of, you know, really providing a good lifestyle for you and your family, you and whomever, you know. Okay? But I see that there's some situations that's just going to be cut out. And this is probably going to be really beneficial to you, though. When you just, like, move on. Even if you're just, like, transitioning careers, or as an entrepreneur, you're just going to take the leap of faith and stay an entrepreneur, you know, and take advantage of, you know, working for yourselves. But it involves clear-cut communication and having your mind made up. And in the month of May, you're going to have your mind made up. You're going to know specifically what you desire, what you want, what you're going to do, and how you're going to do it. Okay? A lot of you probably been working on that plan already. Okay? Now I'm shuffling from Fairy Oracle deck. And also this reading covers love too. So if we bring up some love aspects, okay, cool. Why are you disciplining yourself, Scorpio? Oh, I have the Empress. Empress, who's having a baby? You see the baby in there? Some of y'all want a baby, or some of y'all trying to conceive. I've been seeing so many babies in my readings, and I think, like, this is just my theory. This pandemic, everybody being in the house, it's going to cause a major baby boom. Like, for real, it's going to be mass babies. Y'all might be a part of that equation, Scorpio. Having the Empress, having that baby right there. Okay. And I know I haven't even read, what's on the card, because right now I'm just centered in on the baby. The baby and why you're having to be so disciplined. This really means a lot to you, whether you're trying to conceive or whether someone's around you trying to conceive. There's a possibility that that can happen, or you're just going to have a whole new renewal. You might have a whole new lifestyle. It says time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. So whatever you, with that wands energy that we've seen in the beginning of the reading, whatever you have set up for yourselves, it looks like you are going to make the right decision. And you have the Empress energy. You're actually in Empress energy. You're in this goddess energy, especially if you're a woman energy. Or some of you, my men listening, you have someone like this. You have an Empress, and you may share children with each other or want more children. If that's not the case, you two probably might do something that involves children. Or maybe you just have nonprofits, you're just helping people. You have something connected with the Empress energy, being a nurturer. I believe a lot of y'all have been nurturers, have been Empresses during these hard times we've been going through. Or some of you might, be dealing with an Empress, okay? And I see baby. And if that's not the case, if you're not really trying to conceive right now, that's not the case. But know that this is a renewal, a rebirth energy. You're going to feel like you had a baby, because you're going to be so happy about this rebirth or renewal or whatever this action that you're going to take that's going to give you this Empress type of energy. Okay? It's going to feel that good. Okay? The next card I had is the ego card. It says illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear or worry. And I do believe that's why we have a lot of swords energy. We have some people who deal with anxiety, who have dealt with challenges in their lives. And I believe when you have a renewal and a renewal of energy, a whole new abundance there for you, the best thing to do is to understand that your ego can blind you from all the spiritual blessings around you. If you do feel trapped at times, or you feel like, you don't know which decision to make, especially if it comes like down to you, okay, I need to be a full-time entrepreneur, or I need to, but I'm scared, I don't know what to do. It's an illusion. Just take the decision, just make the decision, excuse me, and jump into whatever it is. Okay? Don't ever feel like, it's something wrong with you having a little anxiety about doing something big. And I feel like some of y'all might have anxieties here or there about transitioning your lives or what decisions to make. But you see they're burning that guilty, the block, it says guilt on it. They're burning all the stuff that keeps them bound in fear and anxiety. So do that, y'all. Write things down and burn it if it doesn't serve you. Okay? Okay. All right. So we got that. Okay, next card we have is King of Winter. It says get advice from someone professional and objective. This is a mentor card. King of Winter, he has a lot of knowledge. He's very experienced. If you look at the card, you can tell he has a lot of wisdom. He carries the wisdom. He has the owl next to him. Y'all might be dealing with somebody like this, or some of y'all might exhibit this behavior. Some of y'all are mentors, and you have a lot of relationships that involve you helping others, being fair-minded in situations, and offering the best advice. I do believe, though, if you're walking into certain situations and jumping into entrepreneur situations, or just things of that nature, starting up businesses, or just need ideas, more ideas, and you do get anxiety written, like this ego card, then definitely reach out, get more, and find a mentor. Okay, it says find a mentor, be a mentor, but find as many mentors, or just find as many people that work in that field as you can. Okay, who have the knowledge, who have the experience. if you want to get married, then find, make sure that you communicate with people who have healthy marriages. If you want to become a model, then make sure you communicate, do your best to connect with people who follow, who do modeling as a passion, or whatever it is you want to do. Make sure you connect with people who are like minded like you. And it will help you really bury some of that anxiety that you have sometimes when approaching your goals, dreams, aspirations, whatever it is. Your mate, if you're in a relationship, is also a good person to talk to also. Okay, there's nothing wrong with getting advice from the person you're in a relationship with or married to. It says 10 of winter. The resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction of codependency. And it looks like that might have a lot to do with this King of Winter energy right here. Some of y'all might have dealt with addiction or might dealt with a mate who had addiction issues, or, just maybe there was some, trauma in your life that really delayed a lot of things in your life, and now that weight is lifted. A lot of things that were just effed up that happened in your life, and when you see this rebirth of energy, this Empress energy, when that energy is really surrounding you and encompassing everything you do, you feel really relieved, like this fairy on this card. It says a resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of addiction or codependency. You might see this in someone around you, a family friend, a lover, someone really, really take more discipline in themselves. Or this might be you, okay? You just might, stop being so codependent on, I don't know, donuts, or codependent on Starbucks coffee, or just being addicted to, behaviors, having bad thoughts, or just, being angry, or I don't know. You're going to feel this rebirth of energy, and you're going to feel like different, and you're going to feel like all that stuff that held you back is gone. Okay. That's what the cards are telling me. And that's probably why you're dealing with somebody who's a mentor or a therapist, or kind of like a therapeutic type of situation. It could be that possibly. Um, and that's going to help you. Are you that person that people come to for therapy? Okay, it could be definitely vice versa, but I believe it keeps you in the Empress energy. Give love to receive love. Give love to receive love. So I think that's what y'all got in your minds. Okay. All right, Scorpio. It says, open your heart to love. Oh, I just talked about that. The beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Okay. Again, open your heart to love, meaning give love to receive love. Some of y'all who are single might, run across somebody who is interested in you because of this loving energy, Empress energy that you have. The Empress is really badass. And if you're walking around in this energy, you have a certain type of aura about you. And you will see that probably in the month of May. Like, is my aura popping or something? You got Empress energy. So with that being said, Scorpio, open your heart to love. Don't be so hard to get. Don't be feisty. No. The beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one. So some of y'all might be starting something that's really nice and new. Like it says, rebirth. It keeps talking about rebirth. We have birth right here. Definitely, if you do conceive, that will pull you closer to your mate. You're going to see an increase in the amount of energy between you and your mate. If you're in a relationship or married, you're going to see a rebirth of that, awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Spiritually, you might really realize the connection that you two have and the reason why you're here and your path. But I believe that you're just going to be in a loving energy. You're going to be really feeling loving. You're going to look loving. You're going to dress that way. You're just going to be in this energy, okay? And you're going to feel good. And I think after you discipline yourselves with those swords in the beginning, you discipline yourself, or you cut that shit out, or you cut this out. It's a lot of stuff you cutting out and you're not allowing. But you've also made your mind that you are going to be open to love and have real deal love in your life, okay? Okay, yeah. It seems like a spiritual awakening because it says the awakening of psychic abilities. And then it says right here, awakening. Change the way you're looking at a situation, embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in your action. Really, awakening tells you to just stay in the moment. You see how he's paused? He's just really just feeling the moment, change the way you're looking at a situation. So just live in the moment, embrace your uniqueness. So just at the, you just gotta stop sometimes and in that moment, awaken to that moment. And you can see the yin and yang symbol. You see the butterfly symbol around him. He has wings surrounding him. He's hanging midair in between the heavens and the earth. Duality of everything. So I believe when you like are still in the moment, then that duality, the polarity of everything, the vibration of everything, it comes to, it just comes to a stillness, and you realize that, you know, I really have nothing to worry about. You really realize that just being still, taking a pause, like I said, it's a temporary pause in action. And I think once you guys just sit still for a moment, you'll have this spiritual awakening or spiritual epiphanies. A lot of different psychic messages coming to you. Okay, a lot of y'all will be feeling very awakened in the month of May, probably more than you are now. It's just a heightened awareness. And I believe it's because y'all are in the moment. You're embracing the moment. Okay, you're just pausing and you're like, let me embrace the moment. Okay. All right, let's see how much time I got left. I'm gonna finish up with one more deck, y'all. And this is from Romance deck. But yeah, it says change the way you're looking at a situation. And like I said, I talked about the discipline in the beginning of the reading. That might have a lot to do with that. The sword saying, change the way my thoughts project things. If you have negative thoughts come in your mind, or thoughts of lack or doubt, any of that, a lot of y'all are actually mentally doing the work and changing the way you're looking at situations. It says embracing your uniqueness. So you're actually just doing a lot of work on your thoughts, on your mental. That's why I have the swords energy. Because y'all might be really just cutting out cutting out those demons, or cutting out the things that you felt held you back, but it was really you doing it, and you're like, I'm gonna look at every situation differently, and then I'm gonna embrace how unique I am. And that's telling you to do that. And when you do that, that's when you sit in the moment, and you realize past, present, future, everything is in the now. And what you speak and how you look at situations is in the now. So I think that's why you have to sit still. And that's why it says, take that pause. Especially, if everything is going good, your love life is feeling right, you have a new boo. I feel like this might be a situation, especially if you're single, listening, from somebody that is professional. And y'all might start off like, oh, he give me advice, or she gives me advice, and then y'all move into something new and beautiful. If you're in a relationship or married, you're definitely dealing with somebody who gives you great professional advice, somebody you could talk to. It's a great situation where y'all both can communicate with each other, especially through your difficult times. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I have the playfulness card. This is the bottom of the deck card for Doreen Virtues Romance deck. To recapture sorry, I can't even read. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Y'all know I be so Libra-ish sometimes. Watch it. I don't know if y'all know I'm a Libra, but playfulness, and that's what I'm laughing, being silly right now, because this is what really captures each moment. Okay, if you are dating and you do meet somebody, it says the beginning of a new intimate relationship right here. If you do meet somebody, then I believe your charisma, your charm, your silliness, your goofiness is what attracts them to you, or why you like them. Maybe they're silly and goofy. I mean, that's why I love the person I'm with. He has no sense. He's silly like 95% of the time. And I believe it's so attractive when somebody you could just laugh with. And I believe this relationship you're in, or this relationship you're attracting, y'all just are silly as hell together. You see this, they're swinging on the swing together. Yeah, and she's just looking at him and she loves him. Okay, and it says to recapture the moment. It says recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, like living in the moment, having fun, being silly. I believe that, through this spiritual awakening that a lot of y'all have experienced, a lot of y'all been doing and having multiple awakenings. I mean, Scorpios naturally are psychics, and y'all already knew a lot. Y'all already know a lot. So, with your increased awareness in May, it will open you up to be more playful and be more loving and give more love, okay? Because it's like you're gonna be having a lot of energy come to you, okay, with that Empress energy. But yeah, someone really loves that you're goofy and fun and can have a sense of humor. Or you love this person and you love that about them, whoever that is. Passion card next. It says allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. It's a passionate relationship. When I see this card, it means that you're attracted to them physically, also, especially mentally and emotionally, as if they are making you laugh. Um, he looks at her again in adoration. So whoever this is loves to adore you. They see you as someone that's very passionate, or you're very passionate, Scorpio. They always say Scorpios are very intense. So I believe with this playfulness, it would increase this passion between you and whomever you're in a relationship with. The passion is going to increase a lot more. A lot more. Okay, it says religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Doesn't necessarily have to be like religious and, oh, I just, straight by the book. But no, this is basically means that you two may be very passionate beings or whomever you're dealing with, but it's very important to you that they're follow some type of spiritual have some type of spiritual basis for something. Like they have to have a conscious of something, and but this might be what y'all have in common. Y'all spirituality might be similar. They may be like you, they may have the same religion as you, or they might be into nature like you. Whatever it is, spiritually wise, this passion between you guys, you two are just alike. And like I said, they're just as spiritual as you. And this is very important to you. And I think that's why this passion is there, or this is very important to them, that you have a spiritual basis about yourselves. And it's probably what makes you more attractive, way more attractive. Um, wow, the next card set is engagement. See, we moved from laughing and giggling to, okay, now you're getting engaged. Okay, it says engagement, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, wow, that's probably why this is important. Whatever, what their spiritual basis is, what their families is, because you really love them. But I do see some of y'all getting engaged, or they're gonna propose to you. That's a whole transition. That's probably where that rebirth, that Empress is coming in. Okay, if you're already married, then this doesn't apply, obviously. But it does says your love life is ascending to a new higher level of commitment. So if you're already married or you're already engaged, then your love life again is ascending. It's ascending. The passion is increasing your love life. Your playfulness and your goofiness and your ability to live in a moment is ascending your love life also. Okay. I really appreciate listening to your reading. Shout out to y'all and whoever get engaged in the month of May. I see a lot of engagements there. I see babies too. Okay. And that's probably why you're having like this spiritual awakening, because y'all just gonna feel that damn good. And that's why y'all got that King of Winter card. Oh, okay, it makes sense. If y'all get engaged, then you're gonna talk to Papa about it. It says get advice from someone professional. Usually just saying get advice, but are the person that's going to get engaged to you, they're probably talking to somebody. And you know what? That person, whoever they get the advice from, is actually going to probably give them some fair minded, knowledgeable advice about you and say, hey, you should do it. Marry her or marry him. Or, that's probably why y'all cutting out stuff, because y'all going to get married. All right, y'all. I'll be back with y'all love reading for May 2020, okay? And I'll go more into detail about everything else. Probably about a week or two, okay? Take care.